ADT,
What's up?
you got an alibi for where you were on Saturday, the 13th?
Can't confirm nor deny.
All changed. I have an alibi, all right? I just wanted
Can't
everybody
confirm
to
or deny
know
any
that.
statements. I mean, yeah, I guess we'll start with it. It's kind of it's kind of inevitable. The news. It was really funny. Oh, I guess I should say hello. I'm Drive Through. I'm here. Slaps here. Rusty's here. Welcome to Shrimp Hours number 105.
It's 105 too many.
Yeah. Yeah, a certain something happened to a certain someone. It was actually really funny because Jacob literally works in the news, so like as soon as it happened he was in the group chat and he's just like, dude, with a photo, which was nutty. But I was actually like about to get on my bike because I was going to watch a soccer game, as one does. So I do have an alibi. I sat in the cheapest seats possible at Toronto FC and watched a dub on Saturday night. All right, let's get the NASCAR talk out of the way. We will probably wrap around to that news again because we do have the news to talk about. But Pocono happened. Truck race sucked. Xfinity race, didn't see a wink of it, and the Cup race, the only thing I saw is Corey LaJoie committing the second biggest terroristic act in Pennsylvania this weekend. And then saying it wasn't a boneheaded move in the post-race interview, which is,
I don't know,
insane.
I feel like Kyle hit the chip and forgot to shift. I don't know.
Did you see the helicopter shot?
Yeah, Corey LaJoie turned right.
The helicopter shot was egregious. It was so bad. Like, he literally he just dumped, like, he got into him once and then was like, all right, see you later, and Kyle Busch died. It was great. Took out a bunch of dudes.
At least somebody didn't miss in Pennsylvania that weekend.
Oh my god.
Dude, we were like 2 inches from saving America. It's incredible.
Oh my god.
What?
He's from Canada. I mean, the CIA is going to take at least 2 days to get to him.
Is that not the popular, like, belief at this point in time? Like, the United States of America would benefit amazingly from just like a double candidate if they were just both gone. Would that not improve the state of the nation?
No.
Greatly?
Trump's people are fucking crazy. They go off the deep end and start like doing crazy shit.
But it'd still be better for the country overall, wouldn't it?
I don't think so.
All right.
I fear the Trumpers.
Yeah, they have been empowered, unfortunately. Okay.
Once like the Trump people also start believing in flat Earth and like Atlantis and all this other shit, like all of a sudden, like, all right, so y'all will believe and do anything. It's Jover. Y'all are no longer rational actors.
The hive mind is off the rails.
The mud flood.
Ugh. So I guess, yeah, we're rolling into the news. That's a thing that happened that I'm sure you know about, and I don't know if we have to talk much more about it, but feel free to conspire in the comments because it does good for the YouTube algorithm. In NASCAR related news, JD Motorsports is deceased after doing the rounds for turning Dorman off of the account for putting a Hawk Tuah meme. The whole team is apparently filed for bankruptcy and going under.
It's Jover.
So yeah, rest in peace.
No more Flex Seal.
Flex Seal Nation. Literally the week that Garrett Smithley was gonna drive in Pocono, like 2 days before the race, it was just like, I think it was a Bob Parker's tweet where he's like, yeah, the 6 withdrew from this race for some reason. And I was like, did Garrett sponsor back out? Because that wouldn't be good, because they're also paying for core. But it turns out the whole team is just dying, and Johnny Davis has run out of money. And I feel like if that thing didn't happen like a month ago on Twitter, more people would be sad about it. But I don't know. People seem to not care that much.
If only they had kept Ryan Vargas in the car.
So if you want some cheap used race cars and you live in and around Gaffney, South Carolina, just go hit up Johnny. The number 4 owner points were scooped up by Alpha Prime.
Oh my.
Which I'm trying to think, like, was Alpha Prime doing worse than the number 4 JD car? Because they stuck him on the 45 car. I guess I didn't. I gotta look at the points. Were they actually doing worse than a JD car? Because that would be like genuinely embarrassing. Well, I'm gonna look at this up. Do they have owner points on Racing Reference? I got driver standings. That's not useful.
I don't know if they do.
Either way, they bought up the 4's owner points, and now Garrett Smithley's going to show up in the 45 car, which is good. Good for him, I guess.
Okay.
And good for us, because his sponsor's still working with him. In other NASCAR news, Pocono apparently had just a traffic nightmare. I saw multiple tweets from multiple people who literally turned around because the race was more than halfway done and they were still a mile from the track. I bookmarked a bunch of them here just because I was like, dude, we gotta talk about that this week. Apparently, like, dudes were leaving at like noon for a like early afternoon race, and just like it just didn't move at all. Like, people were just out of their cars, just standing there. I don't know what, oh, shout out to the Pounder. I don't know what happened. I think that's all I have from
I thought
Pocono.
I saw that they like closed the lot or something.
I forgot to show. This was. I immediately thought of Slab when I saw this meme. That we're sending gun to do contraptions job. We talked about that on the podcast, so it's actually very fitting.
You need the contraption, the doohickey.
Yeah. That would have got the job done. But yeah, shout out to Pocono. Sorry to all the fans. Apparently they just biffed it. I don't really know what happened because all the comments
races for 50 years. How did they biff it?
And all the comments were like, you should have left earlier and known that this happened. But all the locals were like, this has always been bad, but never this bad. As in, like, the people just couldn't get into the facility.
I think it was like a historic weather event, and they temporarily like closed access to parking. But I don't know how that makes sense. That's just what I think I saw.
Yeah. Either way, like, people literally turned around and went home.
Yeah.
Which is really quite sad. So yeah, number one advice: leave early for NASCAR races, but also get it together. In related bad event planning news, Copa America Finals at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, and they completely biffed it. Apparently a bunch of fans like got in early on and just ran past security because they just didn't like hold it down well enough. So then they were like, okay, this is bad, there's people in the stadium who shouldn't be here, so we're gonna close all the gates and find the people who shouldn't be here and kick them out of the stadium.
What?
But
go hide in the bathroom.
People kept showing up, and these are people who paid like $2,000 to watch like literally the final of the whole Copa America, and it got into like crowd crush territory where they're holding these people back because they're like, we got to get the other dudes out of here, and they're like rescuing the kids out of the crowd, and people keep shoving in because they're like, it's almost game time, like we got to get in and see the game. And it got like genuinely scary. Apparently people were also like getting stuck in the heat, just getting the sun blasted on them because it's fucking Miami in the summer. And in this clip, the whole fence comes down, and they had to just start opening everything because like they had to relieve the crowd pressure. There's a little dog. There's a loose dog. Who's bringing a dog to the soccer game, especially a small one that you lose track of, and then the whole crowd crushes?
He didn't even come through the gate. He came through somewhere else.
Maybe he got rescued like the kids. And at this point, they just opened everything, and they're like, whatever, just get the people out of this crush. So people just started climbing into the stadium, getting to the seats, and they delayed the game an hour and a half. And as the game went on, they were like running around checking people's tickets and kicking them out of the game if they didn't have them. And there were some people who had tickets who literally never got in, and there were some people who watched like the full game without having tickets.
Was this the event that had people like crawling through the vents?
There were people supposedly crawling through vents to get in, because when they shut everything off, people were just trying to get in any way they could. And this is supposedly going to host a World Cup game in 2 years.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, just a complete, I hate this layout so much. A complete failure.
Capitalism where getting your ticket revenue counts more than
here's people
human lives.
And of course both fan bases are like blaming the other fan base. I was actually surprised that like unlike in Europe they didn't like segregate the fans. They were just kind of all mixed together. Because in Europe, like you can't have that, like especially in like English football, like soccer, you have to
college
have
football here. Like there's like at a designated area where the away team sits.
Yeah,
like everywhere else is a home team.
And that would make sense, but they didn't do that at this thing, so it was just a mess. And they did eventually get the game in, and it was actually a great game.
They already got their ticket sales. I don't understand. Like just. As soon as a crowd crush starts to happen, just say fuck it, let everybody in. But it was like literally they're like trying to rescue kids. There's some service dog running around and all this other shit. Like you got your money already. Why are you this fucking worried about it?
All the Europeans are looking at this like every European stadium they have like multiple like you have to show your ticket to like get into the grounds. Not like you can't get up to the gate without having a ticket. They're like, no, show your ticket, get into the grounds, and then they check you and like send you to your seat. But I guess in Miami they were like, we'll just do what we normally do, and the big soccer crowds were not down for that.
I guess they just took the Indy 500 rules where you just show your ticket and like you're in and you could just sit wherever. Like I don't know about you guys, but we went to the Indy 500. They didn't even check our fucking bags. We just like waltzed on in. Like it's the honor system over there. Like they're just like, all right, you got a ticket. I'm sure you'll find where you need to go. Have fun.
It worked. I mean, that's base. They got a bunch of people at that event.
It's 300,000 people. No crowd crush.
So in unrelated news, looking through my bookmarks, this someone I think you sent this tweet in the group chat. I'm pretty sure about because we talked about the pounder on the podcast before.
It was Ben or Caleb sent that, and I retweeted it.
You get a double quarter pounder, and then double that, so you add two more patties. And this guy figured out that apparently he gets free delivery too, which is insane because it's $11 for a burger. And apparently it's $5 worth of beef, and DoorDash charges $7 for delivery, and you basically cost them $2 every time you order the pounder. But also it's an $11 burger that looks like this, so don't do that. But shout out to the pounder. Dude, look at how greasy the box is. Dude.
Oh my god, that grease.
It's a lot of meat.
The onions though pouring out of it look good as fuck though.
That
looks like some shit I would make like back in the day. Get the do you guys remember the BK stacker?
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about I think we talked about it on the podcast before how good the stacker was.
They brought it back for a while, but yeah, like when I was in high school, dude, you get a quad stacker and you like take it home, you start throwing onions in it and the fucking lettuce and just go to town on it.
Just have your own shit to throw in there. That was the move that I learned at the Toronto FC games is I don't have it saved actually, but I get the they have like a nacho supreme you can get, and I usually get that at the soccer games, and then take it to like the hot dog area and just throw a bunch of hot dog onions on it, and like add a little bit of relish too, and just like get extra stack on the nachos. Good times. All right.
I was doing that at Road America. I got nachos one time, went over there, got the relish, got the little bit of
just to add some extra in there.
There's a little condiment for Road America is god tier. Like when you round that corner and just they got that whole shelf of like just everything. It's like a whole buffet. Like
listen, if you're paying big money for them nachos, get your money's worth. All right, let's
Road America concessions were pretty reasonable though. It wasn't bad.
Honestly, yeah, and I had a lot of those fucking cheese curds from like multiple different stands around Road America.
Yeah, I was stopped up like the whole weekend. I don't think I shit once.
Oh my god, that's not good. I definitely did that. All right, let's look at some paint schemes.
You know what time it is. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. You know what
Ben
time
finally
it is.
did it.
You know what time it is. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. It's drip or drown. Drip or drown. Drip or drown. It's drip or drown. Drip or drown.
We finally got one. Shout out to Ben. The Drip or Drown theme song. All right, let's look at some paint schemes, not Power Wash Simulator. Thad Moffitt changed teams. You wouldn't be able to tell. He's now in a Young's truck. Still runs his all his petty stuff. Yeah, just with his old number font. I feel like this is what Thad Moffitt's whole career is, just sentenced to jumping from team to team running the petty 46. I don't know if Anthony Alfredo is running out of money this season, but it certainly looks like it. Maybe this is a backup and I'm just being insensitive, but he's got the freaking Pasta sponsor on this plain white 5 car, which is tough. It looks
Brown.
Yeah, more Our Motorsports than ever before. Oh, here's some random bangers. I don't know what the hell this Taylor Gray car is, but it looks sick.
Operation 300.
Sure. And they've got some kind of topography lines, but the design itself is pretty cool.
It looks like a Stanley Tools, like Marcus Ambrose thing.
Yeah. And Ryan Truex ran like the classic Toyota thing, but I love that they're doing the chrome number, no outline. It's just like a little bit low in my opinion, but
it looks like the numbers are a little bit thin too.
Well, it's because they don't have any outlines at all, which I think is
well, then make them thicker to compensate.
Yeah, that's fair. I just like this Kyle Sieg car because it just looks like they took a stock image and just slapped it on the side of a car.
It looks refreshing.
Yeah, I guess it works then. Drip or drown?
Need some splash.
Looks like a drip to me.
I
also, I don't know.
like the numbers red to like contrast with the blue.
Yeah.
The blue water, if you will.
Jesus. Corey LaJoie, I don't even know what this is. Like, this is the car that he wrecked everyone in, and like, what am I looking at? I gotta look up what the hell Parody in Paris is. What, like, okay,
it has something to do with the Olympics?
Would it? Is this like an NBC thing? Like, I'm trying to think of, it looks like a crypto car in its design. Am I going crazy? Maybe I'm just thinking of the logo. Like, what? This should be a game that we play. The 2024 Paris Olympics will make history by achieving numerical gender parity on the field of play, ensuring equal representation of male and female athletes. Does this paint scheme describe that?
Rusty, don't say anything.
What's it for?
I guess there's an equal number of women and men competing across various sports for the first time.
Gainbridge is sponsoring Parody now. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what are they selling? They're selling invest in women's sports by putting it on a Corey LaJoie car and having him wreck the field. I don't understand.
Drown. Next.
Bizarre. Like, this is just one of the weirdest, like, what are we doing? Speaking of what are we doing? Ricky Stenos Jr. in a Sugarland's Sippin' Cream car. Which actually looks kind of sick. What the hell is Sippin' Cream?
Oh, I know this. I had the
this does look like some southern
waffle,
ass shit.
The Eggo waffle sipping cream. Apparently it's just like moonshine mixed with like different flavors. And it's like thick like eggnog too.
Oh, so this is alcoholic?
Yeah. And it gives you a wicked nasty hangover because it is all sugar.
And cream, apparently. The car actually looks kind of cool. Like, it's genuinely not bad. Just a questionable product.
The Eggo waffle, like, sipping cream is just straight maple syrup that was alcoholic.
All right. Okay, I'm on board. 2 cars for next week. Ross Chastain. Another just confusing initiative on a race car. I don't know what's going on. Designated drivers are legendary. That's it. That's what's on the car. So I guess it's like an anti-drinking and driving thing. It's just such a weird... Like, I don't know what I'm looking at.
What are they selling?
They're selling designated drivers? They're just praising them by putting them on a race truck?
Yeah,
Alliance Highway Safety. It's just weird. Like, what are we doing? What are we putting on race cars? What are we paying to put on race cars nowadays? He's got the watermelons in the deck again, which is based, but
I thought we banned the government for paying for race sponsorship a long time ago.
You guys are making me sound insane with all the fucking silence of these cars. Oh yeah, here's the Garrett Smithley return. Now in Alpha Prime, which honestly, I guess it was whipped up last minute. I just think it's not that interesting. Like, the front of it looks trophy tractory, but if you've got Richmar Florist and you're not putting flowers on the car, what are you doing? I don't know.
It looks like a Jordan Anderson paint scheme.
They had those good Joe Gibbs Richmar ones with the flowers on it, which I thought were sick, but I don't know.
I'm guessing it was a last minute thing and they had to get their partners to approve, and the scheme was already ready to go. But
yeah, this is a they've already run this some sort of thing with this base before, I'm pretty sure. But that's your drip or drown. I guess, yeah, putting out the podcast on Mondays means there's less sort of upcoming schemes, but we'll be able to look at things next week. Let's go to Animal Planet. Can I just say real quick, Cody just put out like a sick tweet, like just a cool photo of he's at Eagle Raceway, and it's just a shot of his camera with badass racetrack written on the wall. Shout out to Cody.
I was hoping he would be doing the podcast live from the Milwaukee convention today. I thought he was gonna be front row with the boy, fresh off the
is he out? Is he doing speeches at
the Republican National Convention is happening. He wasn't there today, but I think he will be tomorrow or on the last day.
I thought he was coming in today to announce like the VP and like talk shit and like do a little
he did
promo
announce the VP.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was hoping Cody would be there. Like
I definitely would have seen his ear on Twitter if he'd make an appearance today, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Animal Planet. I just want to say it's fucking hot, man. It just sucks currently. The past like 3 weeks have just been hot as balls, like everywhere in the continent. And it's just rolling thunderstorms like almost every day through here because it's so hot and humid. I'm pretty sure we've had like 5 thunderstorms a week for the past 3 weeks. Sucks. Can't do shit.
It was 98 today, which is equivalent to 37 degrees in DT temperature units.
It's not survivable. Is what that is. That's death.
Yeah, it was rough out there, bro.
Ugh. Do we have any animal stories to catch up on this week?
A buddy of mine went to Possum Kingdom Speedway in South Carolina down by Belton.
That's a sick name.
There's an actual town down there called Possum Kingdom, but it's a go-kart track. And when I say go-karts, I don't mean like little dinky things. I mean like these...
the one that Travis drives.
Yeah, these things like fucking haul ass, and like Possum Kingdom's got these big, wide, sweeping corners. It's a quarter mile, which is big for a fucking go-kart. And he showed me, he's like, "Hey, you see that fight on Twitter?" I was like, "You know what fight?" I didn't realize there was one in NASCAR. He's like, "No, down in the Possum Kingdom. Look at this." And these two dudes are like just talking in like the back of a trailer or something. And all of a sudden, one dude just haymakers the other dude. He falls down, and then like they have like the side door on the trailer that you can walk in and out of. And like they just tumble out of there. They're like going out into between the trailers, like out into the crew and all this shit. There's like a little girl throws a water bottle at somebody like in the tussle, and I'm just like, man, those guys must have been pissed off at each other. I gotta go down there one day.
Damn. I found a clip from a 2009 fight at Possum Kingdom, but nothing recently. It's hard to look this up because it's called fucking Possum Kingdom.
Dude, that is the best. That is the best.
Possum Kingdom Speedway down in Belton, South Carolina.
I know. All right. Not a lot of animals this week because it's just been hot, and we've got the same crew as last week. So to pad out your time and to get your mind going, I think Slap might have a story.
Oh no. So in the run up of assassination attempts and all this skullduggery going on, it got me to thinking. I went into my thinking room and I just remembered there was a time down in Panama in 1989, right before Christmas, where there was a rogue CIA plant who decided to take over a country. And it just so happened to be the guy that put him in charge was now the president of the United States, the former head of the CIA, H.W. Bush. And he decided he wasn't going to have it.
How about your bit?
That wasn't done.
You paused for too long. I got to play the song at some point. God damn it.
Oh my. It just all right. So the H.W. Bush is now the president of the United States. He decides, I'm not having any more of this fucking guy. We're going in there. So boys, put on your Kevlar helmet, flak jacket. We're going into Panama. This is Operation Just Cause. Now play the intro.
All right, yeah, that's the intro.
It's time for Slap's crazy ass moments in history.
Is this what they named the video games after?
I have no idea. All I know is I'm in the Marines and I must kill.
So help me put a timeline here. This is like 1989, so this is a good bit after
December 20th, 1989. So George H.W. Bush has been president for a year now, coming up on a year. And
when did they make Panama? When did the U.S. create Panama?
Oh, this was 1980, I think.
Oh, okay, so
because it was like kind of a protectorate, and then like we let them do their own thing, and you're an independent country now.
1972.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's various presidential elections and everything, but we want to make sure they don't turn communist, so we meddle in there.
That's the classic. That's the classic setup.
because Panama it obviously sits on the Panama Canal. They own it, and the U.S. is obviously very interested in this. And as we've discussed during Operation Praying Mantis, if there is one thing that the entire world will always back the United States on, it is the trading lanes must remain open. That is non-negotiable. You fuck with that, we will find you. We will put you in the ground. We will not feel bad about it.
It would literally cripple the country. Like, if you couldn't get through the Panama Canal suddenly, like just global shipping would just be fucked. America would be like,
yeah, you could
in
go
such
through
a bad business. Everything would get so expensive again. It would be like super duper what happened during the pandemic. Like you just wouldn't be able to get things.
Yeah, you could go through like the Cape of Horn, like down by Chile in South America, but those are like some of the roughest seas on planet Earth.
Yeah,
you don't
it adds
want to
like
go down there.
Month and more than a month to your shipping journey. He's gonna go around the whole continent.
2 months if the weather's bad, and they just tell you like, oh, set up anchor in Argentina and just wait it out or whatever.
Ugh.
But
Yeah,
the
dudes...
Panama Canal gets finished by the United States in 1910s or something. It's basically a United States protectorate through World War I, World War II, and finally we make them an independent nation in 1972, like you said. And there it is technically a democracy, but the CIA is always meddling, making sure that, you know, we got a guy that plays ball with us and doesn't get too big for his britches. At some point, a guy by the name of Manuel Noriega is sent in there by the CIA, and he's going to be our guy. He's going to be our guy that takes care of everything. But turned out he thought because he was a CIA asset, he could do whatever the fuck he wanted to. So he was heavily involved in drug trafficking, racketeering, basically ran Panama as his own like personal organized crime syndicate. And he's brought up on charges both by U.S. courts and Panamanian courts. They go into the 1989 elections and he loses, to which Manuel Noriega just says, I ignore the results. I'm going to use the military to do a coup. I'm in charge. I'm the dictator now. Fuck democracy. And the United States is like, yeah, bud, you just yeed your last haw. We're going in. So we had a two-pronged offensive on either side of the Panama Canal. Went in with about 28,000 dudes against 16,000 Panamanian soldiers, the entire country's military. And we just go in on December 20th. By mid-January, it's all over. And there was some pretty intense fighting throughout the cities and everything. If you want to show some of those pictures, about 30,000 Panamanian or 50,000 Panamanians were actually displaced during Operation Just Cause. Surprisingly though, on both sides, there weren't even 2,000 people killed during this very large military operation in what is one of the most sensitive places on planet Earth.
Damn, they were fighting like in the canal. That's crazy.
So
is this the dude? Is this the guy?
Yeah, this is the boy. This is Manuel Noriega. So he was basically trapped in the presidential palace, and they didn't want to assault it because they were afraid he would just blow the place up, go out in a blaze of glory. And so to coerce him and his followers out, I shit you not, they brought in loudspeakers and they played Van Halen's Panama as loud as they could for over 30 hours consecutively on repeat.
It's a good song.
And so they played that on repeat, and then eventually Manuel Noriega surrendered with his contingents and all that, and Panama was restored to order. And Manuel Noriega currently sits at the Supermax prison up in Colorado to this day. Fun fact, he sued Activision for Black Ops 2, where they portray him in the video game.
The case someone when you're in jail.
The case was dismissed.
Like
spoiler alert, Manuel Noriega gets Woods to kill Mason.
Oh.
Allegedly.
Interesting. All right.
So yeah, Panama is solid now, but you know, any CIA assets out there watching, just know that if you get a little bit too big for your britches, we will find you.
You will be dealt with swiftly.
Justice. The trading lanes will remain open.
Dude, within a month, they were just in, like, take them out and out.
Yeah, it wasn't even nearly as bad as the COVID stoppages, because this was like a month of stoppages throughout the Panama Canal, and then everything was good. Like COVID, those supply line shortages went on for months and months. So it was a minor hiccup, you know, a little Suez Canal, little parking incident.
Little evergreen.
Yeah.
Aren't they
forgiven?
Aren't they having problems in Panama now? Like the lake is gonna start draining, and
it's drying up.
Yeah. They're gonna have to like move it around.
Well, they've already talked about redirecting a river or something, but that would be like another massive project that would also disrupt the local wildlife, the rainforest up in there.
Damn. I just found a graph of the level in the lake, and it is not looking good for the boats in there. It's going down. And yeah, apparently they're putting some new locks in to try and get around it, but you're just always fighting Mother Nature when you're trying to just cut through the land to shove your boats full of stuff through it.
Yeah, there's also the possibility they could just flood the area, get rid of the locks, and flood it with seawater, but that would completely annihilate any wildlife in the area.
Interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. All right, let's roll into the media.
We tried to make a shortcut through Mother Nature, and she said, fuck you.
Yeah.
Might take me 100 years, but fuck you.
Yeah, she don't like that. Which is kind of crazy.
Taking off my flak jacket, it's like super uncomfortable, by the way.
That's fair. It is nuts how thin that little piece of land is and how much sense it makes to cut through it, but how like many problems it causes.
Yeah, if you go back to the military invasion plan and all that, like it is kind of wild how the Atlantic side is actually south, but the Pacific side is north. And
yeah, because you have to like...
Yeah, because it does this little S curve, like right there in Central America. That always threw me off as when I was a kid. I was like, that's not right. They got it reversed. And then I got a globe and I looked at it. I was like, oh, it does this little
you have to go like
thing
backwards now. It's interesting stuff. Also, the Darien Gap south of Panama, where like there's no real way to get from South America to North America because they didn't want to build a road through because the US was scared of just a bunch of like South Americans like going through Mexico to try and get into the country. But a bunch of people still do it, and they spend like a week just in dense jungle going from Colombia to Panama. Just in the middle of nowhere. It's crazy. Or people will just like get in like makeshift boats and try and like get around it, but there's just like a huge physical gap that specifically built to keep people from going through. Okay, let's roll into the media check-in for this week. What are we watching and or playing?
Dragon Show.
Some hot D.
Some hot D.
How much is there left to go?
This is episode 5, so we got 3 more episodes left.
Hmm.
And there is a Scottish goth girl who gives drugs to one of the characters.
Scottish goth girls right up your alley.
I would take drugs from her.
I believe it.
And then she's like super quirky and like fun too. It's like, oh, I'm not a woman at all. I'm a barn owl trapped in a human farm. And I'm like, okay, sure. Let's go for it, lady. You've been having strange dreams? Anything of note? And she like enunciates like the T, and I'm just like, just reminded of the Joker's, like, I'm not crazy, I am not. I'm just like, okay, this bitch is like, this bitch is like completely off her rocker. I heard a rumor that she's actually like hundreds of years old or something, and has just been like living at Harrenhal for like hundreds of years, just like fucking with people.
And you'd like to be fucked with?
I would.
All right.
I'd let Alice Rivers into my house.
in other media news, which I've been saying a lot this episode, I wish someone else was here, because we got like 5 dudes on Beam MP the other night, and it is fucking based. We're like back into a beam kick recently, where we got someone someone managed to make like a really good NASCAR mod, and we found like a good update for it too. So we've just been running stock cars on ovals, and like this happened like a year or so ago, but it's finally like getting better, where someone made like a draft mod for that game, which like BeamNG never had draft because it's like a single player, you know, you drive around and crash into things. But with the advent of the multiplayer mod and how many people are playing it, someone like literally just coded a draft mod, and you can just stick it in and race stock cars on super speedways and intermediates and whatever the hell you want, and it actually drives really good, and it crashes amazingly, which is the most fun part. But yeah, it's based and even like racing, like we can race like off-road trucks, rally cross, you can do friggin' like little spec Miata things. Like it's a blast just running little races with a small pack of dudes. Big fan. I'm the thing about these someone took like the NASCAR 14 3D models and stuck them on the chassis, which is really based because you can get like the 2014 like Camry SS Fusion. But there's only like a few paint schemes for it, and I don't want to paint them myself. And I've been trying to like pull the paint schemes out of the game files, and I found some European nerd who's like been like working on modding software specifically for like old Eutechnics games. It's such a weird niche that I didn't think a single person cared about. And he has tools to like break open the files, but like there's no way to like actually get the paints out of it yet, and I'm like foaming at the mouth. But he only released it like a month ago, which is insane. So I guess he's still working on it, and if he is, I pray for the day that he gets a way to pull the paint scheme files out of that game, because you could literally have like every like 2014 2015 paint scheme in BeamNG, which would be incredibly based. I guess another video game news, College Football 25 came out today, which honestly, like, I'm happy for college football fans who've been waiting 10 goddamn years for this video game. And I feel like they've been working on it for at least 6 of those years. It got delayed. I don't know if it got delayed or if they just like... It's this weird thing going on at EA. They're doing the same thing with the Skate game. The Skate game that they announced like 5 years ago, where they're like, we're working on it and here's some footage to get you excited. And then every like quarter they just put out an update where they're like, here's some stuff, we're working on it. And it's been like 6 years, and I'm like, is this game gonna come out at some point? But college football finally did today, for the like early access nerds. And I've been watching Carlos play it, and it genuinely looks great. Like, it looks really good. Which, if we can just spend 6 years making really good games, I'm kind of down for it, honestly. It's got like a whole bunch of like, if I cared about college football, I would be like going nuts, but I really don't. But it has a whole bunch of like intricate details for all these D1 colleges across the US. I was just watching like Los flip through like the uniform options, and there's teams that have like 22 different helmet options. Like they just have like a ton of content. Oregon. Which is sick.
Yeah, Oregon literally runs a different uniform every week.
And they probably have them all in the game. So, shout out if you care about college football. You probably already playing it.
Probably.
And they're gonna have like a team builder thing that comes out soon. So they're gonna keep like adding on to it. Looks good. College football fans eating good. Any other? Oh, I talked about Mad Max Furiosa like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And how good that was. And then I rewatched Fury Road, which takes place like right after Furiosa. And now that I'm like up on the story, like they knew what they were doing. And I was reading about how like when they made Fury Road, like they already had the prequel like written out, like the whole story was already set out. So if you watch Furiosa, then go like rewatch Fury Road. It's a good time. Like that's a great like back-to-back movie. Great film. It's also just some of those action scenes are still insane. Blows my mind. All right, let's read some emails.
Send in your fucking mail. Wash your fucking hands, slap. Send
God
in
damn
your
it.
fucking mail. Send them
Send
in,
them
guys.
in, guys.
Wash your fucking hands, slap. I don't give a fuck, man. You better send in those emails at this point. Welcome to fan mail. Fan mail. Fan mail. Fan mail.
Fan mail.
We got 11 emails this week.
I'm going to bed.
I was doing it just for that. If you want to send us questions, comments, concerns, if you were in somewhere in Pennsylvania on Saturday, let us know. Send it to ShrimpHoursPresents@gmail.com.
No.
We'll read it on the show, so maybe don't admit anything heinous. ShrimpHoursPresents@gmail.com. Questions, comments, concerns to be read on the show. First one comes in from Driven Dragon 4, who says, Slap, you're calling DT a communist, yet you want Stalin's purge, which makes you a communist. Although people listening to you are communist, which would DT a communist and making this entire podcast communist, thus would make this entire world communist and deserves to die. This is my understanding of the typical American as an American.
Hey, we've already established that NASCAR is communist on this podcast.
You can get it on the shirt.
And I was doing just a Stalin-esque purge of just NASCAR, okay?
The question they ask is, what is the dumbest nonsense that you actually believed? Hey, Rusty.
Rusty wants to share with the class.
Well, let me tell you guys about Flat Earth.
God, no.
That's just the tip of the iceberg.
What else? What else do you guys want to know about?
Pyramids?
Pyramids? Dude, the pyramids are the coolest thing ever. If you like take 5 seconds to look into it, I have questions. I really want to know what their purpose is. Not really how they were, like how they were built's a cool topic, but like I want to know what they were for. That'll get your head spinning.
All right. I do think it's kind of fucked up that they built a fucking golf course next to those things now. It's like,
dude,
these big ass pyramids that have been there forever, and it's like a, you know, ancient mystery, the only existing wonder of the ancient world, and there's just like a golf course where rich people can just go and stay in this fucking Marriott, whatever the hell, and just play golf at the foot of these things because they're rich.
Yeah, you always see the photos, where it looks like it's just like in this desert, like wasteland, but then you turn the camera around the other direction.
The other side is civilization.
It's a super dense city.
Dude, it's literally like, I'm gonna show you this fucking where the hell are they? They're like somewhere around here, right? Yeah, there they are. And there's just a fucking golf course there now. It's like like right next to them. Here's a fucking Marriott golf course. And from here it's like, oh cool, a bunch of pyramids, middle of the desert, and then you spin around and the whole city's there. And it's like, it's not just the pyramids, they've got all this fucking ancient shit here too, but there's just streets and hotels and like people, tons of dudes.
How much money do you think it costs to keep that golf course green?
Oh, a lot. They were just pumping water out of the fucking river to make the grass green. No hate to people who play golf, but it's like the biggest like fuck you sport in the world, where it's like we have this massive plot of land that has to be like aggressively like maintained and watered and like just so you can like fucking smack a little ball around on it. Like, I don't know, it's just insane when you think about how much of the world's effort goes into just dudes smacking little balls around. Oh, you gotta rent a little car to drive around to go between each of these objectives because it's such a big fucking ground. Like, just play soccer, dude. Oh yeah, next email.
Fuck golf.
It's just, and the way it's positioned is such like a rich dude sport. I'm hating on the rich today. Eat them.
You didn't say what the dumbest thing you believe is, DT. That communism is based. Is that it?
What's dumb about that?
Kill yourself.
I don't know if I can think of anything dumb.
I'm sure I'd believe like some very dumb things.
Santa Claus. I don't know. Andrew R. writes in. He's talking about gauges. Because you were talking about train gauges last week. He says the New York subway, London Underground, the JR Shinkansen, the Sydney's trains, and the Tokyo Metro are all use the same gauge at 4 feet and 8.5 inches.
There's no way that Shinkansen uses the same gauge.
He says it exists because all these places bought British trains from Andrew R. Same reason
I'm sure the slow trains in Tokyo and everywhere else use the standard gauge, but the Shinkansen, the whole point of it was it can go that fast because it has a super wide gauge. It can't go on like regular tracks. There is one Shinkansen that can do both because it has this adjusting axle thing.
Does gauge really make that much of a difference for speed?
Yeah, because the way train wheels work is they kind of like, they agitate, they kind of rock between the rails. The wider you make them, the less they rock.
Answer. Almost everywhere else in Japan, they use narrow gauge, but the Shinkansen and the Tokyo Metro use standard gauge. So there you go. I looked it up. There's some weird shit in Toronto. The fucking streetcars use like a completely bizarre gauge that like nothing else uses. And now they're building like light rail, which has different vehicles, but like it's almost the exact same vehicle, but it's like a completely different gauge because they're on different rails. It's just obnoxious. Oh my god, someone else sent a video file. Can you, if you want to send us a video file at ShrimpHoursPresents@gmail.com, can you just like stick it unlisted on YouTube? It's just easier that way.
Just send us the link.
I gotta download these video files and like shove them into OBS. Anyway, Shlomo, thanks Shlomo. Sorry for dogging on you. Shlomo sent in, says, howdy shrimps, long time no write. I'm going to Pocono this weekend, so I'll report back with some animalistic behavior.
I'm sorry, bro.
Hope you got in, buddy. I got my Shrimp House shirt about a week ago, and I wore it to a friend's house, and they were reading the names and couldn't pronounce one of them. And I checked it and said it's unpersoned. How do you not be able to pronounce unpersoned? Good thing they stopped before nihilism come in misery, because that would have been hard to explain. Have a good one. Love, Shlomo.
Yeah, can I explain that, or just say that my Shrimp Hours backpack has not arrived yet?
What?
I ordered it like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, they do have to make a whole ass backpack. I can look into it. Hold on, let me... You could have told me this otherwise.
Hold on.
Slap real name has ordered a backpack.
Oh, it says out for delivery tomorrow.
Left a message, give me my stuff, DT. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think you're gonna get it soon.
Yeah, it says delivered tomorrow along with the season 2 poster t-shirt.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting how it works, because in order to like get all the things, they're kind of produced by different places around the US.
Yeah, I've gotten stuff in
like a bunch of different
Texas
things.
And all this shit. I've already got 3 different shipments for all my stuff.
You ordered what, 6 things, and it's coming in 4 different boxes?
Yeah.
These things happen. The shipping is still reasonable. I mean, you bought 7 items and it's $30. But I guess most Americans are used to free shipping nowadays. Up here, not so much. Shlomo didn't even say what this video file is. Like, I don't even know what I'm looking at here.
It's a video of his butthole.
Is it the traffic?
We're gonna find out together. If I have to edit it, then I'll edit it. Well, this is before he actually went to Pocono. Okay, hold on. Why is it sideways?
Why is it only a sliver?
Oh, there we go.
Oh no, it's the green screen.
Oh, it's you in the. All right.
Know that whatever is going on back here, I fully endorse it.
Oh, okay, that's very simple.
I just want y'all to know that whatever is going on back here, I fully endorse it.
Why is it stormy? It's based though. Thanks, Loma. That you made that video a while ago.
That was like a year ago, yeah.
Someone was digging it up. Damn. All right. Oh my God. Jay sent it an email. It's long.
I'll take a piss first.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you do that.
I'm going incognito.
This. Oh God damn it. I don't have this set for 2 dudes. I didn't realize he was gonna fucking. God damn it.
We'll tell. Oh.
Are you back?
No, well, I can leave it here. Just don't zoom in on my empty chair, you degenerate.
I don't know if I actually have the facilities to do that nowadays.
All right.
All right, get out of here.
All right, Jesus.
Sorry, I'm trying to wrap my head around this email because they listed 4 different people as A, B, C, and D, and it's a whole ass story. But it looks interesting. Anyway, what's up with you, Rusty? How you been?
You know, just chilling. I feel like I'll have more stuff to talk about now. I kind of want this new Star Wars show to end. I want to play a little bit more of Death Stranding. I want to get my. Can
you race core again? I missed you on Wednesday.
No promises. It kind of depends on a lot of things, specifically my schedule and what time I get.
Because you would have loved it. It was like a little bit messy, a little bit crazy. You would have had a good time.
Yeah, if Cody runs, I'll probably run with him. It just kind of sucks when you're. Oh, what?
Yeah, he ran on Charlotte. He finished 4th in the big race. Cody was driving better than he's ever driven before. He drove so good that he where the hell is he? He's in like Nebraska or something, and he's driving home to race core on Wednesday, and then he's driving back out to South Dakota like the next day.
No,
because he's doing well in points and because it's Slinger.
Well, I didn't know that.
Wednesday nights. It's a good time.
I love racing with Cody, especially when we get into trouble back there.
That's honestly my favorite core moments. Like when we were at Iowa last year, and there's the 3 of us fucking around in the back. Good times. Tune in Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Twitch.tv/FTF_GG. It's gonna be a banger. I don't know how Slinger is gonna work with all the dudes, but it'll be interesting. All right. Jay sent in a fucking big ass email, so put your thinking caps on because we're gonna have to keep track of characters in this story.
Dun, 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 dun.
Jay says, sorry for not writing in a while, but I didn't believe my hockey beliefs would bring me that close to the truth being revealed. Anyway, I have a Game of Thrones level Animal Planet story for y'all.
Hey, I knew it.
You called it. As stated in a previous email, I work at my local YMCA, and every year around late May or early June, we have a triathlon, which people from every department at the Y help with in some way. The only important bit to this story is that there were 4 lifeguards there at a local lake for the swimming part of the event. But only 3 important to the story, who we're going to call A, B, and C. After the swimming portion, B heads back to the YMCA, and this is where he and another lifeguard, who we'll call D, got caught fucking in the bathroom. Besides being caught, another major issue.
Mail or what? we
I'm
need
assuming
details here.
I'm assuming D is not a dude, but B is a dude. So they had 3 dudes at the beach, and one of them went back to the YMCA and just fucked another lifeguard at work. Besides being caught, another major issue with this is that A and B had been dating for over a year.
Oh no.
No. This is where events started to get hazy.
Cap off.
As I've heard multiple accounts of why this next bit, but still up at the lake, which is 10 or 15 minutes away, A learns what B and D are up to and is understandably pissed about all this. Don't tell me that they get with C. I didn't tell A... What? Now, what happened after this... Wait, hold on. I skipped a line. This is a fucking paragraph.
Do people start dying? What's the punchline here? Like, I need to know.
Towards the end of the event, she learns that C is somehow connected to this. Either was one of his side chicks or knew that it was happening and didn't tell A. So B is the only dude, and there's 3 chicks, and apparently he was dating one, is banging another, and possibly was with another one, or at least they knew about it. A proceeded to repeatedly bitch slap C and yell and cuss at her. C just stood there and did nothing but raise her hands up to try and block the slaps. The fight's broken up, A gets investigated by all manners of people, from our bosses to the cops, and as a result she's fired, and B and D all but quit. I'm not sure about C's fate, as last I saw of her was that day, and from talking to the boss, all 4 told me that she was the only one not getting fired. But I haven't seen her since then, so maybe she's quit or on some type of leave, but I don't know. I don't really know how to end this except say my coworkers are fucking animals. From Jace. That's
diabolical.
That's crazy. As a love triangle, like literally being with the person you're dating and then going to your place of employment to get with another one of your coworkers. It's it's insane behavior.
Were they at least hot?
Jay.
Might
Well,
have been worth.
Apparently the dude must be. Because Jace added on, the day after I wrote this, I learned of C's fate. Apparently she wasn't as innocent as she first appeared, and after A, B, and D got fired, the whole story was revealed, and C got fired too. This happened over a month ago, and if it doesn't show how out of the loop I am when it comes to shit at work, I don't know what does. Well, I'm glad you're not a part of that, because that's insane.
You will be. You.
Can you rate the attractiveness of B on a scale of 1 to 10 and write us in an email? I'm really curious. Because how... I don't know how you pull all that. That's crazy. That reminds me of...
Some dudes can be like a 4 out of 10 and like they just got the riz.
that reminds me of like summer camp stories of people getting caught fucking and getting fired. But there was also a dude there who had a hand in like 4 or 5 different people, so these things happen. All right, next email comes from Keegan, who says, this is actually random, but DT looks like the singer from Seether, and Cody looks like the guitarist from Atreyu. I could not tell you what the singer of Seether looks like, even though I've heard some of their songs before. Let me pull them up. I don't know about all that, man.
I'm pulling up the guitarist. Hold on.
No, I got it here. I think it's just because I have long hair. I guess. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, okay, I guess.
Okay.
And then... Cody apparently looks like this guy. If he didn't have a beard, maybe. Yeah, there's no beard. Is there a newer
picture of him? Yeah.
Dude, I don't see any beards. I mean, I guess. Oh. He does have a beard.
Oh, there he is.
But this is like Rusty's old beard more than Cody's. God damn. Yeah, okay, I see you now. I see you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. People have told me I look like the guy from what's that? It's some computer YouTube channel. Is it Nexus something? When I grow my hair out, I really look like that guy though. Anyway, Keegan says that's literally it. But the question is, what is the best celebrity lookalike you've seen, whether it's someone random or yourself? My girlfriend also noticed that Jeremy Allen White from the show The Bear and the guy from Willy Wonka, the old one, look like they could have family ties. That's a good one. It's true. He does look like fucking what's his name? What's his name? The old Willy Wonka guy.
Oh, Gene Wilder.
Yeah, Gene Wilder. I gotta watch. If The Bear wasn't on like fucking Disney Plus, I would watch it. Yeah, look at how similar these two dudes look. It's actually crazy. They both have the same like eye shape and like nose shape, I guess.
Those are two of the most British looking men I've ever seen in my life.
I don't even know if this guy's British. Because he plays an American dude on Shameless and on The Bear. I think the biggest celebrity lookalike is Justin from Traction. Looked almost exactly like Cody. I remember when Justin first jumped on as like the NASCAR Heat social dude, and he had like the long beard and the aviators. I was like, that's just Cody. Those guys look immensely similar. I don't know if I could even find a picture of that if I wanted.
That's just Cody with extra steps.
Basically. Both good people. Shout out. But yeah, that's kind of it. People say I look like that one guy from fucking Gamers Nexus. That's what it is. Alright, the next email comes in from Luke. It says, hi Shrimps, I'm asking to ask Slap if he'd do a crazy ass moment in history about the Bojinka plot. I don't know what the hell that is.
What?
And what would have happened if it succeeded. Okay, I'll be adding that to your your crazy ass requests channel. That Slap, I don't know if he's even
How do you
done
spell
any.
this?
Oh, Praying Mantis was a request that Slap actually did. Slap, look in the crazy ass requests channel, and if you ever need stuff, go digging in there. The Bojinka plot. It was a large-scale, three-phase terrorist attack planned for January 1995. They planned to assassinate the Pope, blow up 11 airliners, with the goal of killing approximately 4,000 passengers, and crash a plane into the CIA headquarters in Virginia.
Based.
And I guess it didn't happen. Or at least some of it didn't happen. So that would actually be a great crazy ass moment. Thank you.
Who was allegedly plotting this?
I
just listened to an audio about
Ramzi
Operation
Ahmed
Gladius.
Youssef.
a bunch of Arabic dudes
Khalid
in the
Sheikh Mohammed.
Philippines. Oh, Al Qaeda.
Of course.
Okay, all right. The next email comes from our good friend from Down Under, Andrew R. Who says, morning all y'all. On episode no number given, there was a discussion about tracks banning coolers and water bottles being taken into the racetrack. What kind of criminal rot is this? Capitalism. Quite literally every cricket ground that I've ever been to in the world will let you bring in a cooler. That includes places like Islamabad and Doha. If you plan to spend, that's actually cool that you've been there. If you plan to spend hours and hours in the sun, this surely is a duty of care and a human rights issue. I agree. Granted that cricket grounds and a lot of places don't want you bringing in alcohol because they want to sell you that inside the ground. They don't want glass getting in for obvious reasons. But a racetrack not letting you bring in water, not even Pakistan or Afghanistan or even Iraq will go in for that kind of atrocity. That is a heavy statement, but sure. From Andrew R. Slightly related. In an MX-5 race last week, I was weighed in at 63 kilograms and weighed out at 60 kilograms. Losing 3 kilograms of fluid in 2 hours of competition isn't uncommon. Let people bring in water, you animals. Yeah, it's just it's capitalist. They want to sell you the water.
We want more.
Yeah. And as we've said in the past, NASCAR has built up quite the system where they own everything.
They own everything.
Do.
They own everything. They are going to sell you everything. It's a plot, man. They're going to take over everything. There's not going to be any more teams left.
Didn't they buy Racing Electronics, and then that's horrible too? Like, they only bring one trailer to the track, and everyone gets like, you can't hand your fucking rental headset in because there's just a massive lineup when the race is over. I don't know if they own it or not, but probably, knowing them. Mr. Ass writes in. He says,
we just need to like go into NASCAR headquarters just once, and just just nab them
and not miss. Mr. Ass writes in, I finally went back to Bowman Gray.
Little to the right.
I finally went back to Bowman Gray, and some crazy ass shit happened in the street stock race. This dude named Zach Staley right hooked a guy, then waved to his fans and started high-fiving guys. He does crazy shit like this all the time, and I kind of love him for it. And he sent a video. Hell yeah. Pull it up. It said him high-fiving fans isn't in the footage, but believe him that it happened. Oh,
dude,
he fucked his own car up. What's he doing? He's riding the wall. I mean, he literally just right rears this guy. Like, he just fucking.
Oh my god.
Bowman Gray's crazy. The European mind cannot comprehend this, and I think that's reasonable because I can't comprehend this either. Like, he literally is like, "Hello, we're gonna crash our race cars." Like, that's
I'm gonna kill this man.
That's I don't know. Bowman Gray's built different. That's just insane. Mr. Ass says, also, I was eating dinner at a Greek place in Kernersville when the big incident in Pennsylvania happened. It was on a TV in there, and everyone was just slowly realizing what was going on until everyone was talking about it. It was fucking wild. I had a pretty good meatball sub and Cajun fries, though. That sounds good. All right, 3 more. Kyle writes in, they should just get rid of overtimes, in my opinion, and replace it with a system where every lap in the last 10 only count if it completes under green. This would also give way to 1-lap shootouts. I don't like the idea of that. Within 10 to go, only green lap counts? I feel like all you would do is you'd get to 10 to go, have a caution, they'd try to restart, you'd have another caution, you'd still have 9 to go, and then you'd have another caution, and you'd still have 8 to go. I don't think that helps. Also, I wonder what the Gen 6 Newman career ender package on iRacing would be like if it was on Bumpy Daytona. Thoughts? You can run it. Because it was the last thing on the Gen 6s on iRacing. Was that like insane plate package, and they just left it there as they do. So you can still run them. It's interesting because I've run them before at Bumpy Daytona. I think we did it in Mooncar once. It kind of just becomes topside dominant because you're so bumpy on the bottom, but you can like carry your mow around the top and just go flying. So it turns into like a topside fest where everyone like tries to get in line, and you can like make moves on the bottom, but it's not that good. All right, Jack writes in. He has a submission for crazy fucking videos and paint scheme analysis. We're going deep. It says, today Alpha Prime dropped a new Garrett Smithley scheme that is awfully similar to Ryan Truex's car from last year, especially the hood design. It is true, and this is what Ryan Truex drove this week, actually. It's this Toyota thing with the sort of angled hood logo, which... like, yeah, but... what are you gonna do? It's the same basic idea. I don't think it's like a copycat. Also, submission for crazy fucking videos. We've had a lot of crazy wrecks this week, and this late model crash at Delaware Speedway was a great start. That is not actually far from my
I was
house.
about to say it's up in Canada, isn't it?
Yeah. We raced Knockos there, shout out. But I cannot keep up with like the local late model scene. Sounds very Canadian. They just put this whole ass race on YouTube? That's kind of based. Oh! He hit the flag stand!
Oh, fuck!
Oh my god! How have I not seen this on Twitter?
Jesus.
I've never seen that before. I've seen dudes get popped up, but never go completely upside down. I mean, I think the 10 car just forgot he was there. Dude, he hits the fucking flag stand.
Take down the flag stand. Shit.
Dude.
I love the screaming.
The booth going nuts. Holy shit. How did he even get him out of there? That thing is like completely flipped over.
I don't think, Jesse's moving up a little bit here. Yeah, I don't.
Watch this at the flag stand here. Right there. Look at that. There was.
Oh, it's where the fence ends before the flags. Oh no, the fence keeps going.
As a crossover gate, pedestrian gate.
Yeah. I guess the wall, it's not like a straight up and down like concrete wall. It's like a Jersey barrier, like a highway barrier where it's like angled a little bit and then up. So that's what popped him up. Oh, it is the flag stand. The fence is like further back.
There's a pole in front of the flag stand. You can see he hit that before the...
Oh yeah, it's that white pole.
Oh, the lights, yeah.
No, because the light's on the flag stand.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dude, that's nutty. That's fucking sick. Alright, good submission, thank you. A certified Canadian crazy ass short track wreck. Alright, last email. This one comes in from Ryan. It says, "Hey Shrimps." Alright, slap, we get it.
No, I'm just actually tired.
Because listening to the previous episode where y'all were discussing the hottest temperatures you've ever experienced, I think I take the cake. This motherfucker's from Arizona, so at 119 Fahrenheit or 48.3 Celsius during a cross-country practice. This guy was running and 119. That's fucked up. Also, there were some animals out on the road. On the way to work, some Amazon semi didn't stop at a stop sign just so they could keep their momentum and cut me off. And then at work, an even bigger animal turned way too sharp in our truck yard pit area where we store trailers. The driver's okay, the semi and trailer were not. What was the worst experience you've had with drivers on the road? Keep up the amazing work, from Ryan.
I had an Animal Planet moment at work today.
Oh god.
So I'm like trying to like pull into this bar and grill where they have this. You have the bar and grill right here. You have this narrow section with some parking there, and then like this big section out in the back where there's a lot of parking, but you know, it's like noon or whatever, so they're not going yet. And so I try to go up in there and then make a delivery, and then I come out and there's like this refrigerator truck, and he's like trying to like back up to the back door so he can make his delivery. And in comes some lady who's like completely oblivious, and she's just like trying to like go and get something to eat, blocks the refrigerator truck, and then he's just
God.
Yeah, she's trying to like park where he's trying to back up at. And then she's like getting out of her car, dude's honking horns like, I gotta make a delivery here. And then she like gets back in and then proceeds to get into a position where she can block me, even though I'm in my truck, like actually trying to drive it. I'm waiting for this dude to like back up, because if he backs up into this delivery area, I got enough like room to turn around and go out. And then she like blocks me in. And I'm like, I gotta move. She's just like, what do I do? What do I do? I was like, lady, just go anywhere like else, just not in the back section. There's open parking spots like in that narrow lead up to the back parking lot. And she's just like trying to get in everybody's way. I just couldn't believe it.
I saw a video a few months ago of some lady who was like at a stop sign in a truck, like a big rig's trying to turn left, and obviously needs like that space to swing the trailer around the corner. And the lady's like sitting there honking at the truck, and she's like, I'm not gonna move. And the truck is just like, why? I can't turn. This car's backed up in all directions. And she made a point of sitting there for like half an hour just to block everyone because she was like, I don't want to back up. Animals.
Also seen a lot of people like to come around blind corners and like chop them down just so they can keep their momentum up or whatever.
Dude, and cross the line.
Yeah, I'm just
die.
I'm just like throwing my hands up like, what are you doing, dude?
For
like,
what? For what reason? You save like a quarter of a second cutting the corner. Dude, there's a guy the other week. There's like a few choke points in downtown Toronto where you've got to like cross the tracks if you're trying to get down by the lake. And there's one of them that's like always pretty bad where it's like just a 2-lane bridge with 1 lane in each direction. And some guy was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna wait in the 10-car line. Just drove on the wrong side past everyone to like scoot into the left turn lane at the end of it. Animals.
So what do we call this banger?
What do we call this? Not a banger, I'll tell you that
Pennsylvania.
Jesus Christ. Oh. Trying to think of something relevant to what was actually spoken about in the episode, but I got nothing.
Panama.
This might be the biggest piece of shit episode we've ever put out. This is tough. That sucks. They all suck. There's nothing interesting.
They all
this episode sucked. Don't watch this.
Pandemonium.
But we never said that. We didn't say that in the show. You can't just like pull a title out at the end.
Put it in there, you freaking idiot.
All right.
Okay.
I got nothing better.
It's over.
It
Fucking
might
bye.
actually be.
It's dead.